I'm Jenn Page.
And I'm John Curtis. And we are
two nerds in a
garage.
And we are 2 weeks away from the Jazomon Expo. We'll be live.
Live with an expo of all nerds like us.
I know. We even have nerd swag, sort of. We don't have a lot of money on our show. We're like the Po Man show.
When you say swag,
it's like stickers.
You'll get a sticker.
Next expo, hopefully, like next year this time, we'll have like T-shirts.
Yes. Speaking of T-shirts, I wanted to do this. This is my Han Solo Clippers shirt. It's basketball related, just because I wanted to give a little shout out to Kobe.
Yes.
Yes. Sad, but we I wanted to throw it into the show. Little shout out. Anyway, we're moving on to nerd stuff and happy stuff.
I actually decided this week I wanted to just throw out some what I'm going to call controversial statements. And I'm going to move my computer so you can't cheat like you do.
Lead.
They're not controversial statements necessarily to those of you listening, but they are in this household of nerd coupledom. And he has no idea what I'm about to say.
Oh, please, bring it.
Okay. First fact that I'm going to bring up. This is a fact. Transformer movies are awesome.
No, they're... Oh, my... Okay. Yeah. Wow. You really brought it. Because they suck.
They do not suck. First of all, you liked Bumblebee. Admit it.
Okay. Bumblebee... okay. Bumblebee... Yes. Okay. Well done, sir. Bumblebee was the best thing about all the Transformer movies, even though they all sucked. And the Bumblebee standalone movie was really good. That being said, they brought nothing to my childhood memories of the cartoon.
See, all of you guys who are like, oh, Transformers ruined my childhood. I do not understand it. I loved Transformers as a kid. I owned Transformers as a kid. And I thought the first movie was so fun. Like, just pure fun. Why did you not like it?
So, Transformer, okay. I watched G.I. Joe and Transformers as a kid growing up. And those movies are very special to me. The show was very special to me. The movie itself, the 1980-something animated movie, was so powerful.
He's going to break out in the theme song any second.
You got the touch. Nothing can bring, nothing can bring the magic.
But what specifically was it that bothered you so much about the movie? Was it just you being like, I'm not going to like it because this isn't my childhood?
Maybe you're right. Maybe I was really blocked to it. The animated movie was so powerful and special, and it brought these really cool 80s songs into my life. And
they made Transformers real. Like, now if you're driving down the street and you see like a yellow Bumblebee car, you're like, that's freaking Bumblebee as a car.
No, the cartoon did that, not the movie.
No, the movie did it for me. The movie made it real.
No.
It made it real.
Oh, you're very good.
Okay,
very good controversial.
Anybody who's listening, obviously he can't articulate enough to make me understand why
he
doesn't like it, other than, no, your answer is, I don't know. I don't like it. Blah. So if you're listening and you one of those people who think it ruined your childhood, I want to know specifically why. Like, email us or put in the comments specifically why. Oh, gosh.
That's why the movies couldn't do it.
Turn it off.
Oh, that song is so good. You got the touch.
That doesn't make... So is that why you liked Bumblebee? Because they played the song?
They did? I forgot about that. Let's watch Bumblebee right now.
So you didn't like the fact that you had a real Optimus Prime, like a real life.
There was so much.
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
Voice.
Okay. So we had this whole series in the 80s, this cartoon series that I just watched over and over and over every day as a kid. And it culminated in this movie. And it just brought everything together. And then they try to encapsulate this nostalgia into a terrible movie.
Why can't you separate your love for the cartoon from a new, exciting way to see it?
I can't answer that question.
You're stubborn about your childhood.
You liked the movie because maybe it was a good commercial
like even
piece of
all
cinema.
the fun, like Bumblebee was freaking so much fun in every movie, especially the first one and then his own movie. I know a lot of people were annoyed with like the whole Shia LaBeouf's parent stuff, but I thought all of that was great. I thought Shia LaBeouf was like the best movie I've seen him in.
Look, I'm not going to argue it wasn't a good commercial piece of like, let's bring in $100 million, but it just didn't do it for me.
I know you're not alone. I just was hoping I'd get an answer of specifically why.
Very good controversial question.
But you have no answer why, which makes me think you're just being stubborn.
Perhaps, but it's still the way I feel about the Transformer franchise.
But yet you were okay with a new Star Wars franchise.
Why would you do that?
And
it's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's them taking some of your
building
childhood.
And growing on something else. You are doing a sequel that the Transformers tried to rebuild from the ground up.
So you're saying they didn't just go, here's what already happened,
yes,
and let's continue.
No, exactly.
They rebooted it, and you don't like the reboot. So if Star Wars Force Awakens was a reboot, you would have not liked it.
No.
Even though you got more Star Wars.
Yes.
So you only like Star Wars because the whole, like even Mandalorian, all of the universe is connected.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's move on to your next controversial question, please.
Why? You still didn't give me an answer that I'm happy with. Okay, next controversial statement. This isn't really a fact. This is more just let's watch his head explode.
Oh my God. Why would you do this?
Okay. James Marsden.
Man crush?
Isn't that good looking. There's people who are way better looking than him.
What? That sounds.
John is a very straight male. He has the biggest crush on James Marsden.
There's no better looking man than that. I'm sorry.
I always say he thinks that because.
Who's better looking? I'll say no right now. Go.
Okay.
Go.
Michael Ealy.
Who the hell is that?
Oh, that's a sad fact that you don't know that.
Who the hell is Michael Ealy?
He's from a lot of movies, like the barbershop movies and stuff. He's on TV now. Just beautiful, beautiful man.
Whatever. Not better looking than James.
Okay. I want to say pre-Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Post-Negan, I can't look at Jeffrey Dean Morgan the same anymore. Like
James Marsden.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan
could eat that guy, poop him out.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Denny on Grey's Anatomy and in P.S. I Love You was the cutest. Just squeeze his cheeks.
There's no incarnation of James Marsden that is less looking than what you just said. Like
boring.
Cyclops or Post.
Here's one.
Wait, no. Find another guy that's better looking than James Marsden.
I'm with you. I'm listing more.
Go.
Jared Padalecki.
Who's that?
He's on Supernatural. He used to be on Gilmore Girls. He was Dean.
God.
That is one handsome man.
Yeah, it's no doubt handsome dude.
Better than James Marsden.
No way. No way.
Short-haired Jared Leto. I don't like long-haired Jared Leto.
Jared Leto
in My So-Called Life. Holy moly.
If he wasn't such a douche, he might be better looking than James Marsden.
I think it's the new Jared Leto that's like a little, yeah. But old Jared Leto.
Old Jared Leto has less cred than new Jared Leto.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yes. Not better looking than James Marsden. No
Tay
way.
Diggs.
Nope.
Yep.
No. Oh, there's the Tay Diggs comes in. Gotcha.
And also,
not better looking. No
finally
way.
on my list, John Curtis.
Nope.
Yep.
James Marsden by
looking than James Marsden.
Very nice. This goes a long way. James Marsden all the way.
And this only came up because I know you had this whole argument with your family about like who was better looking, James Marsden or something. You would text me something, and I was like, I was like, I'm gonna find people who are better looking than James Marsden.
But you didn't. You failed in every.
In your mind, because James Marsden is so beautiful. You know who? Oh, you know who else I would pick? I would pick. Okay, what?
Go ahead. You would pick who?
Spike from Buffy.
James Marsden on a scale of
Spike
1 to 10 is a 10, and Spike is maybe an 8.
Oh, on Buffy he was.
Please tell me who's better than James Marsden. Come on, in the comments. There's no one.
We need the ladies to weigh in. Actually, I want the dudes to weigh in.
No, I want the dudes to weigh in.
See what you guys
objectively.
think.
Come on, guys. There's no one better looking than that guy.
Okay, fine. So in your mind, James Marsden is the best thing ever.
Yes, he is. So prove me wrong. I have some things for you.
Okay.
I want to give you some arbitrary movies. What you think are better movies than others?
It's like a movie battle off.
Yes, a battle off. Okay.
If we
what are better movies from the decades? Okay.
Okay. We're starting with the 80s.
Yes, let's start with the 80s.
Okay.
Okay. What's a better movie, Ghostbusters or E.T.?
Ghostbusters.
What? Oh my God! Already you're stupid and dumb.
How have we survived this 4 years together?
I love you.
Okay, but
God.
you're saying, okay, are you
Why
saying?
Why would you say that?
So as far as like cinematically, E.T. is a better movie.
Okay,
but as far as my enjoyment and having fun and enjoying a movie, Ghostbusters.
I want the whole, like the totality of the movie.
For me, if it comes down to which movie would I watch over and over and over, Ghostbusters. I don't ever revisit E.T.
It's just because E.T. drains you emotionally.
But
what's a better movie overall?
But I will say...
It doesn't drain you emotionally?
No, but I will say this. Here's a story you may not even know about me. E.T. is the first movie I remember seeing in the theater. So I actually wrote a blog once on how Steven Spielberg pretty much started my directing career because that movie really inspired me to want to be in show business.
So how the hell is that not better than Ghostbusters for you?
Ghostbusters came out much later than E.T. because E.T. I was very young. I was like, what? We were like 5 or something. Ghostbusters I was older, so maybe that's why it impacts my psyche more. I remember it better.
Okay.
But I really think it comes down... I mean, why do you think E.T.'s better?
It just, cinematically, like you said...
I'll give you that.
The totality of the emotional experience is way better than the emotional experience of Ghostbusters.
But if you really revisit E.T., it's very long and drawn out, and like Ghostbusters is just fun. The whole movie's just go, fun.
I see where you're coming from. Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, I have another arbitrary movie question for you.
Okay.
Raiders of the Lost Ark or Return of the Jedi?
I would have to say Return of the Jedi again for the what I would watch over and over again factor.
Interesting.
What do you feel?
I mean, I could, like, if either of those movies are on cable, and I'm 50-50 split. Like, I don't know which channel I would go to. I'm like, oh my God, they're both on right now. They're just starting. What do I watch? I don't know.
So if you watch it, but if you're willing to watch either, then you have to go based on what? Cinematography, acting. Okay, which one do you has better acting?
51% is the winner, Return of the Jedi, only because I have an allegiance to Star Wars.
Okay, so Return of the Jedi wins because of your allegiance.
Yes.
But as far as acting, I would say Indiana Jones movies are better.
Sure.
And even cinematography, Indiana Jones movies are better.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Why not?
Cinematography?
Come on. Those Star Wars movies are like, they're saved in so much by post.
In Return of the Jedi, you have this huge galactic space fight around a Star Destroyer. There's nothing even remotely like that.
But that's all
effects.
That's all. Raiders is very like.
Those shots are amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Cinematography.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I'm watching that.
You're actually basically agreeing with me right now.
All right. My next movie. Are we
still in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay.
Goonies.
Okay.
Or Terminator.
Goonies.
Okay, I thought so.
Well, I mean,
I did. This is my weakest of the questions.
Well, here's the thing. I actually think a lot of people think Terminator 2 is better than Terminator 1.
Yes.
I actually really like Terminator 1.
Yeah, sure, but Terminator 2 is...
Right, but I'm just saying I really like Terminator 1. So it's not like it's just like, oh, throw it away. But Goonies against almost anything, Goonies is going to win because what?
I should have done Goonies against Terminator 2.
Well, it'd still be the same answer, though. And Terminator 2 isn't in the 80s.
Yeah, that's true.
My point is, Goonies is a quintessential movie of my childhood.
Yeah.
I was in love with Mikey. In love with Mikey.
Truffle shuffle.
Not that, no. But there's just so much perfection about Goonies. And even when we go out and around in town, if anything happens, if there's any kind of map or there's any kind of looking for, it's always Goonies,
Yes.
you know? So I think it's shaped a lot of our childhoods.
Yes.
So it wins.
I have another question.
Okay.
Now, I thought of this, and for you, I don't think it's going to apply so much, but I want to ask our audience this, okay? Pulp Fiction or The Matrix?
All right. Are they both in the same decade?
Yes. So I ask this because, to me, they're both amazing movies and in such different genres.
You have my hair
That's
on
your
you.
hair.
It better be my hair.
Yeah, it is. But, which would you choose? I don't know, if this applies to you, but I want to ask this question.
So here's something.
I can't answer it.
He's going to watch the head, watch his face. So I don't think I've ever watched The Matrix the whole way through. Pause.
Whoa!
Explosion.
Whoa! What?
Okay.
Wait!
But
The Matrix, the original. Oh my God.
But I would still pick it over Pulp Fiction because I am not a fan of Quentin Tarantino. I think his movies are just overly violent for the sake of being violent.
But
There's very little about Pulp Fiction that's redeeming to me. And I know, so I was in college when this was out, and all the guys would like quote the movie, and they wanted to do scenes from the movie in theater. Yes. And it was just, I just thought it was overrated.
Oh God, brain, I can't function right now.
He's melting down. Which part of all that do you want to tackle?
Reboot me, please. In the back of the head.
I know what I was saying with the head.
Okay. So, seriously, first of all, you haven't watched the whole Matrix all the way through because the ending is the best part. Are you serious right now? Can we please go and watch this?
No, my thought is when the new Matrix is coming out, I'll finally watch the whole three before the fourth. It's like brain freeze, but worse.
Way worse. You need to watch The Matrix. It's quintessential.
I will. When the fourth one's coming out, I will.
Oh! Okay, all right. I'm trying to move on. Let's go.
No. Pulp Fiction now. Why? Which one would you pick?
God, I never thought about this. I asked it for you and then them. Which is a better movie, Pulp Fiction or The Matrix? The Matrix!
See, I agree.
Only because of what it brought to cinema in terms of like special effects. Wait, though, but storytelling, it's Pulp Fiction.
There's a whole meltdown happening.
All right.
I'll let you move on.
All right.
Before you explode.
Moving on.
Are we in the same decade, 90s?
No, yeah. Oh, yeah, 90s still.
Okay.
I think I know the answer to this because of what you feel about violence, but Goodfellas or Silence of the Lambs?
Silence of the Lambs by far.
Yeah,
Goodfellas to me is a boy movie. So I used to have these friends in college. You know, what up, Al, Emily, all you guys. I used to go over to their house to hang out, and I swear, the guy's house always had Goodfellas on. Like, literally, every time I went over there.
You saw Goodfellas, right?
So, as I'll finish my story, it was always on, literally. So, I've seen it in parts, but I don't like gangster movies. I've never watched The Godfather. I know, filmmakers never watched The Godfather. Oh, my God, what? I have no desire to watch any of those movies.
Freaking A.
But Silence of the Lambs is terrifying to this day. I mean, if you think about the reality of it, the performances can still give you shivers. It was scary without being gruesome. I don't see how it's not even a competition.
It's an Oscar award winner.
Here's one for you.
Picture.
So going back to your movies you just asked me, Pulp Fiction or Goodfellas? As a boy. As a boy, I love those movies.
Pulp Fiction or Goodfellas? Guys, help me here. Women, help me here. Oh God. Guitar.
Come on, you gotta pick something once in a while.
I shut down.
Which one?
God, they're so good. Pulp Fiction or Goodfellas?
Which one?
Guys,
which one would you watch more of? Would you watch over and over?
They're both equally like, you know what?
God, let's never make him be a judge of anything.
Goodfellas has been on cable more often, so I've seen it more often. But if Pulp Fiction's ever on...
I put both DVDs in front of you and I say, babe, I'm willing to watch one of these. Which one do you pick?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, there you go. Winner, winner.
Holy crap.
Okay. Yes, I just said DVDs in front of him and not like... I put 2 VOD streaming movies in front of you. Are we still in the 90s?
No. Well, yes. Verge of 2000s.
Okay.
Titanic or Schindler's List?
Titanic, by far.
Schindler's List? Really? You're going to throw it to...
Okay, look. I don't want to degrade what Schindler's List was about or stood for. You know, it's an important movie in cinema history. I would never watch it again, ever.
Oh, okay.
Titanic. Okay, so here's my Titanic story.
Oh.
I was dragged to the movie by Charity, another friend from back home. And I remember I was like, I don't want to see this ridiculous movie. It's 3 hours long. And back then, that was really freaking long.
And now.
But now you see it more often. Yeah. Then you didn't see it. And I was like, I'm never going to sit through this, whatever. And I remember the movie being towards the end and suddenly like, wait, it's over? Like, that movie was so perfect for me from beginning to end. Like, the performances. We just were listening to, was it Dax's podcast, I think, with Claire Danes. And she said she was actually possibly offered her, she couldn't remember, but she was potentially going to be Rose. And no, I love Claire Danes. I think she's a fantastic, phenomenal actress. But I literally cannot see anybody.
Nope.
But the two who played Rose and Jack.
Nope.
Leo and Kate were just so perfect in their roles. And I'm not a huge Leo fan either. But I loved him in Romeo and Juliet, and then I love him in Titanic. You know, he's actually, I guess he's always good, but... Oh, are you trying to do the... I was like, I thought you were trying to shut me up. No. But you were trying to do something romantic.
Yeah.
Sorry. Moment lost. This is how we work. I just assumed he was going to shut me up.
No. No, I agree. I think, in the end, that's going to win out. Like, if you see that on cable, you're going to go to that more often than not.
Do you have a favorite Leonardo DiCaprio movie?
Oh, good question. Wow, it's so funny.
You know, I recently, like in the last couple months, finally watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And he's so stellar in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
But I think Titanic maybe my favorite. No, my Romeo and Juliet I think is my favorite role of his.
See, you don't like gangster movies, so I like Departed just popped in my head.
Yeah.
And it's such a good movie.
Yeah, you like those movies.
Yeah, he's so good in Departed. Yeah.
It's weird because I don't think of I'm a fan of Leo, but I can't think of a movie where he wasn't great.
What's funny is what he won the Academy Award for, that stupid Fight a Bear movie.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see The Reverend.
Yeah, it's like, that was all right. I mean, like... I think he was due and owed it, and he got it for it. But like, you could have gone back and like.
Oh yeah, we won't even get into my feelings on award shows because I don't follow them. I don't watch them.
We should talk about that.
Well, it's a whole nother beast. All right.
So,
what?
Dark Knight or Gladiator?
Dark Knight. First of all,
I knew you were gonna.
Okay.
You can't discount Gladiator.
Okay, pause.
Okay.
Pause for head explosion. Ready? I've never watched Gladiator.
What?
I'm not a fan of the time period, and I'm not a fan of Russell Crowe.
Into the mic. She brings this out of me. What?
Dark Knight is perfection.
Yes,
Chris
I
Nolan
agree.
can do no wrong.
Gladiator is an Academy Award winning.
All right, I'll tell you this: Gladiator is one movie that I would sit down and watch just to say, okay, I've seen it, because I do know that everybody loves it. I'm not a fan of that time period.
Roman.
I am not. I don't know. Like, it's just something about it. Maybe it's because it's so barbaric. And I'm surprised I like Game of Thrones, to be honest. And it took me a long time to get on board with that show because it's so violent.
I'm not going to disagree with people who choose Dark Knight over Gladiator because Dark Knight is amazing. But the fact you have not seen Gladiator?
I know.
Come on! Are you not entertained?
Look, other than Beautiful Mind, I can't remember a movie where I liked Russell Crowe. And it's just something about him. And I'm sorry, Russell. I'm sure you're an amazing human. But like,
he's super nice.
It's just, it doesn't work for me. And so I guess the thing is I don't get drawn to seeing his movies. But like, even like Les Miserables, and I love musicals. And I walked out of Les Miserables movie in the theater after like 10 minutes. I couldn't take it anymore. I just am not a fan.
I have one left.
Okay.
Oh, this is not for you. Why did I even choose this?
What did you put?
Almost Famous or Kill Bill. Why did I choose that?
Those are so different, too.
Yeah.
Okay, how about for you? Kill Bill or Pulp Fiction? So Kill Bill, what did you love about Kill Bill?
Whoa. Kill Bill, everything about it. I loved it. Everything about Pulp Fiction, I loved it.
But what about Kill Bill specifically? What did you like specifically? Did you like the swordplay? Did you like the violence? Did you like the story?
Everything about it. The revenge, But Pulp Fiction is special and everything tied together. And oh God, brain freeze. Kill Bill.
Kill Bill. Volume 1 or Volume 2?
No, Volume 1. Volume 2 is great, but not even close to Volume 1.
Okay, now I will say that there's reasons I did enjoy Kill Bill. I would never watch it again because it's too violent. I thought Uma was freaking fantastic. I thought it was really intense storytelling. I liked the storytelling of those. And for some reason I remember, I think I liked Volume 2 better, but in my mind they're both kind of muddled, so I don't remember. But Volume 2, it was like less violent, right? It was more story-driven, so I probably did like it better. Yes. Almost Famous, though. You know what's funny is I love Cameron Crowe. Cameron Crowe is like my idol.
That's true.
I say that like if Cameron Crowe and James Carney had a baby.
Who's James Carney?
He did like Sing Street and based on movies you haven't watched, but like James Carney does he did the movie Once. Did you see that? Did you see the play? Okay, well, anyway, he does these like sort of gritty indie musicals, but they're not musicals, like music movies, I guess. And Cameron Crowe's really great with soundtrack, music, and storytelling, and these epic, over-the-top monologues that I just love.
I love Cameron Crowe.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire.
Oh, Jerry Maguire's in my top 5 of all time.
Ooh. What's the other big Almost Famous, right?
Almost Famous, Jerry Maguire.
Which do you like
Jerry
better?
Maguire. Jerry Maguire's on my top. But that's what I was going to say about Almost Famous. I was going to say is like, it's probably, even though it's about something.
You like Jerry Maguire over Almost Famous?
Jerry Maguire is one of my favorite movies ever.
Wow.
It's just, Jerry Maguire is a movie that I could watch over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and I do. And I could still cry, and I still love it. And you know, even the parts that might be considered hokey now because people have overdone them, I still think those moments are perfectly made. Like, Jerry Maguire is the kind of movie that I would love to make, but if it was music related over sports related, that's my movie. Like, that'd be my ultimate movie to make.
You had me at, let's move on.
Okay, so how about we do some nerd news of the week?
Oh.
We haven't done that in a long time.
Okay.
Well, here's one that's I think that this is worth mentioning. Now, to start, John and we don't watch Doctor Who. That's not to say we wouldn't be Whovians. We probably would be if we watched it.
We need to watch it, actually.
We've just, sometimes you have so many shows that you haven't gotten to that it just kind of, like, I'm trying to do the Supernatural, burn through those so I can get to that before the end.
So much nerd content that we need to catch up on.
So I just want to say, like, Doctor Who fans, you guys are awesome and fun. But here's the news that I thought you would find fascinating as well, is they just said Doctor Who cast the first black doctor in the show's history, and it's a woman.
Nice.
So they made history, and they made a lot of dudes angry when they cast their first. They had their last doctor was a woman, and it was the first time a woman had ever been the doctor in all the years of Doctor Who, and now there's a black woman. I think, like, it gives me tingles and chills. I just love that we're finally, as a society, moving past what we think things should be.
Agreed.
Like, I'm ready for our first gay Jedi, and I'm ready for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready for these things that, like, people have thought of as not okay before, and now we're like,
a Jedi could be anybody, so they already exist.
I agree, but let's see that on screen. Like, it was that big deal that two women kissed in Rise of Skywalker, and it was like this kind of tiny minute in the back. But hey, at least Disney's trying to push it forward.
People cheered
oh yeah, of course, yeah. But that's my point. I think that we're starting to become a little more enlightened society, and I think that was really big news of the week.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What did you find?
Well, mine's a little less
fun.
Well, I guess monumental is what you just talked about. I want to give a shout out to Maine, the state of Maine.
Okay.
They had their first sci-fi fantasy nerd festival in Fairfield.
So
I don't know why that made me so happy, but it was like hey, let's Google some nerd news, and that came up, and I was like, that's awesome.
So Maine has never had any kind of nerd con.
More than 200 self-described nerds turned out Sunday for the first Maine Sci-Fi Fantasy Nerd Festival.
That's freaking awesome. Also, though, Maine, hello, you didn't invite us.
I know.
Maybe next year you'll remember. No, that's great.
Michael Huard, the festival's creator, had the idea for the event after he noticed the lack of nerdy stuff in the area.
Slow clap for Maine.
Yeah. Michael Huard. Nice job, dude.
Here's some interesting news. First of all, let's all decide if we're okay with the second half of this news, which is they're remaking The Little Shop of Horrors.
I'm okay with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the last one was nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jean's okay with the remake.
Yep.
Are you guys?
Oh, yeah.
But here's the interesting part. The interesting news of that is that Warner Brothers is eyeing Lady Gaga.
Why would you not be okay with that?
I didn't say it was or wasn't. I just thought it was interesting news.
Eyeing Lady. They should lock her down. But who are they going to get for the...
But do you think she's the best to play, the high waist, unless they're going to modernize it?
Okay, let's cast it right now.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to cast anybody with Rick Moranis. Who do we cast in his role?
Who do we cast as the dentist? The guy that plays Negan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, as the dentist. Yeah, right?
Maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
What about like a Jim Carrey? What about Jim Carrey?
Nah.
Too big?
Yes, nah. Oh, who do you cast as the plant?
The plant has to be cast? I guess you're right. There's a voice, huh?
Feed me, Seymour!
Who's the voice of the plant? Who has a great voice?
But today,
I know, I'm trying to think of that.
I would cast Bill Hader as Rick Moranis.
Everybody loves Bill Hader.
What? Why would you?
Harley might agree with you because my daughter has been watching it Chapter 2 over and over and over and is now like in love with Bill Hader, and not in like a he's cute way. Like she's gone and now she's watching SNL on she's catching up on all those.
Bill Hader is one of the most likable actors out there right now. Like
I'm
imagine
not in love
him
with Bill Hader like everybody else is.
Imagine him as Seymour. Come on.
What about like Chris Pratt as Seymour?
Yeah, that's very commercial of you. I love Chris Pratt. It's fine. It's very safe. Actually, it's probably kind of a flawed play. The female needs to be saved. I don't know.
Yeah, typical. I wonder if they would. Would everybody be mad if they modernized it?
Ooh, now you're talking.
I think there's such a.
Let's switch the roles.
Well, there's also such a geek. What?
You put Lady Gaga in the Seymour role.
She's not nerdy enough.
She's not nerdy enough, but she's strong enough vocally.
Well, vocally, Lady Gaga is a powerhouse. I wasn't like the biggest fan of A Star Is Born, but holy moly, her songs in that just
she kills.
Chills. Do you feel like nerd culture makes it harder to modernize older things? Like you hate Transformers because it was modernized.
I see what you're talking about. Okay.
And going back to like, what if we like the Black Doctor Who? Is that going to be a whole thing now?
Nerd culture, I think inherently we are a little snobby. No,
which is so funny. It's like the opposite of what nerd culture should be.
And I think it's to my detriment. I think it's a flaw.
Do you think it becomes because nerd culture came out of like, we're outcasts,
yes.
So now we have our thing, so you can't have our thing.
And our opinions count more so than mainstream. Like, yeah, okay. I see flaws in ourselves.
I think we nerds need to be more open.
Yeah, no, that's a really
possible.
great question because I think our opinions matter in terms of nerd culture, in terms of our embrace of stuff that tries to.
Well, we can really like. I think you said it once. Like nerds could rule the world. If you think about like, even just say Comic-Con in San Diego.
Yeah.
Nerds come together.
Yeah.
Like they take over San Diego. So if we harness that power for good.
Or if you spread that out over the whole world, like, we just take over everything.
That's what I'm saying. If we harness that power for good, we could literally change the world.
Yes.
And I feel like nerds who have been the outcasts should be the most open to things changing and to making the world a better place and making equality and parity and
nerds
everything.
Rule.
Yes.
Nerds love everything.
Well, nerds, today you only have one task to make the world a better place, and that is to go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe and rate and review because your help is going to help us get out there.
Tell other
do
people
more
about
nerdy
this
things.
podcast.
Yes.
Please visit the merch shop.
Oh, we have new shirts in the merch shop.
Yes.
Go check them out. We're not even going to tell you what they are. We're going to make you go and see what's in the nerd shop. We should call it the nerd shop. Why are we calling it the merch shop?
The nerd shop.
We're so dumb.
Yeah, we are.
And
you're dumb.
If you haven't gotten tickets to the High Desert Jazoman Expo for the February 8th and you live in that area, do so.
Las Vegas, baby.
Come out and see us and we're going to put you on the show.
Yes.
You're going to be on the show.
Las Vegas.
And any other nerdness.
That was special.
Roboting for the show.
Please do that all day.
And then other I think that's it.
That's it.
Bye. Bye. You've been listening to Two Nerds in a Garage podcast. If you're having fun nerding out with us, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Rate and review as it really helps others find the show, which helps us keep delivering fun content. We're also on all of your other favorite podcast apps, as well as on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
This show is supported by our listeners just like you. Please visit twonerdsinAgarage.com to find all the ways you can help keep supporting us, including our merch shop and direct donations through PayPal. Thank you again for being on this hero's journey with us.